So Keon Coleman has been benched for the second game in a row. TJ Houshmandzadeh and the Speakeasy crew give their thoughts on that.
Night football tomorrow night. The Bills are going to be playing, and rumors circulating that they're going to be playing that game with Keon Coleman on the bench again Thursday night. Fellas, this also comes on a game where they're going to be missing Dalton Kincaid, Curtis Samuel, and Mecole Hardman, all not playing, all not suiting up for the Bills. Is it time for the Bills to, in all honesty, is it time for the Bills to move on from Keon Coleman?
I mean, you can't. Technically, like essentially, that's not gonna happen. He's on his rookie contract. This is his second year? Second year, I think. The third or second. So I mean, it's not gonna happen right now.
There's no better place to win cash while watching sports than Prize Picks.
You're not gonna
Football
cut
season is here, and basketball season is here.
rookie.
So there's absolutely no better time to join. It's super easy to use. To create a lineup, all you got to do is select a few player stats, pick more or less. That's literally it. Prize Picks is available in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, my home state, and Georgia. But my favorite thing, Prize Picks is going to give you $50 in lineups when you make your first $5 lineup. What's that mean? Win or lose, you get $50 in lineups for free. Just download the app and use promo code SpeakEasy today. $5 gets you $50 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Yeah, they're not cutting him. He got 2 more years left on his rookie contract.
Keon Coleman is now, this will be his 4th game.
You are getting him at a very low price, so it wouldn't even make sense to cut him because he still has so much upside. That's like the Jaguars trading Brian Thomas Jr. It's just a dumb idea. He got too much upside. He may be having a bad year, but it's too much upside to take him off your team when you're getting him for this cheap of an amount right now.
Of which he has missed partial, if not all of.
If Texans win, we go into the bowl. I think it makes us look like even more serious of a team, but I think going to the bowl is interesting. We need some consistency offensively for me to feel confident in that. I think we have a Super Bowl caliber defense, but we definitely don't have a Super Bowl caliber offense.
Because of disciplinary actions. And the thing about this, Keon Coleman, general managers get fired because of things like this. Remember, the Buffalo Bills could have had Xavier Worthy. Say what you will about Xavier Worthy. He had 100-plus yards in a Super Bowl game. And instead, the Buffalo Bills acquired Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman's sheer lack of maturity on a consistent basis is costing the
I think coming out the draft as a pure receiver, I like Keon. I think Keon, in my opinion, Keon was the best wide receiver in that draft class. No, it's not translating, but he was, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, they could have went with Worthy, but I mean, I think he would have been more of like a speedster deep threat for the Bills. But and maybe they would have utilized him better. I don't know, better than they are with Keon. But at the time, I had him as the best receiver in that draft class.
Bills a number 1 wide receiver. It's costing the Bills an explosive offense, and it's going to cost the Bills wins inevitably, and it's going to cost people their jobs. So
yeah, he was the best in my opinion. Who you had number 1?
I do not know that Keon Coleman will ever materialize into the player he can easily materialize into because of his lack of maturity, his lack of consistency, and his lack of realizing, bro, the NFL stands for not for long, G. What you think, though? You wide out?
I just text somebody with the Bills right now. I'm going to talk to him on the way home. As you were speaking, literally just text. He got to understand.
You had Marv? Oh, I forgot about Marv. Okay, I'm going to take that back. Neighbors? Neighbors in the class last year? Okay, let me take that back. Let me take all that back. Keon was my favorite wide receiver in that draft class. I'm going to say that. I'm gonna take away the best. He was my favorite. So,
this man, it's what you just said. Like, you cannot take this game for granted, man. You cannot take this game for granted. We get paid, or we did get paid, a king's ransom to play a kid's game, and when it's taken away from you, you don't know what to do. I played with a
Keon
dude
a crazy reach. No, I'm not gonna say that, bro. He was nice. He was nice. Now, I think his first half at FSU was better than his second half at FSU, but he was nice. Bro was a jump ball specialist. Very nice. And I think you can make an argument, but I mean, it's fair to say, it's very fair to say. I don't think it's a reach, but I think it's very fair to say that Marvin Neighbors were better than him. But I did like him a lot though.
And I'm not gonna say his name.
Keon Juju-Smith-Schuster dancing after getting benched.
Before Marvin Lewis got there, he was starting for us. I ain't even gonna say the position. He was starting. Marvin got there, put him on special teams. So he was playing special teams and he was complaining about it. Would be in sub packages a little bit on defense here and there. Well, he's a defensive player. And he was complaining about that though. And he was complaining so much, they released him. About 4 or 5 weeks went by. Nobody picked him up. Because, back then, it wasn't we can put you on a practice squad and keep you on. If you was 4 years into the league, you couldn't go on a practice squad back then.
Correct.
Right? It's different now. And he called me. He was like, T, bruh, I'd do anything to cover a kick right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was my dog. Anything. He was like, I'd do anything to play any snap on special teams. But when you're playing special teams, you didn't want to play special teams. You took being in the league for granted.
Yeah, you preaching.
Coleman.
That's a microcosm of life right there. You got something, and you feel like you're entitled to more. I want to do more. But you're going to receive more when you've earned more. That's just how life goes. And then when it's taken away, you realize I was in a good position regardless of the status of my position.
You so young, bro. Has your career gone the way you wanted it? No. And
Keon went before Ladd and AD Mitchell. I would have had him over them. I'm not gonna lie. Again, coming out of college, I would have had him over them. Jordan Travis, well, ain't translate. I don't know why it's not translating. But again, I think it's somewhat of the system, like the Bills system. Again, when Stephon Diggs was there, towards the end of Stephon Diggs' tenure, they stopped throwing Diggs the ball. And we see Diggs is balling with the Patriots. I just think their system doesn't prioritize a specific receiver. It's not like, let me see, I'm gonna pull it up right now. It's not like they just spam Keon with targets. Let's see what's the most targets he's gotten this year. It's not like they spam him with targets. But I think that's what you have to do when you have a number one receiver. The most targets he has had this year was 11, and that was in week 1. Most targets he had, and he had 112 yards. Now, some of that felt like garbage time because the Ravens defense was up so much, but they allowed the Bills to come back by doing that. But that's the most targets he's had all season in week 1. The second most targets he's had all season was in week 10, and that was 8. But aside from that, I just think they don't have a system that treats a specific receiver like a number one receiver. And I just think I don't think at any point with this system they're going to get that out of him if they're not giving him those type of targets. Now, him creating separation and him dropping a ball is on him. I haven't seen him drop the ball this year, but I've heard stuff about his separation. But I mean, I don't know. I heard and seen is two different things, so I don't know. But they're not treating. Again, we've seen it with Diggs. They stopped throwing the ball to him. They start running the ball more. It was working, so I mean, it's fine. But I don't know. I'm thinking Keon getting benched is more related to not his play, but him either being late to meetings or missing meetings. That's what I think. That's relative to. I think his success on the field is two different things from him being benched. I don't think they have anything to do with each other personally, but I could be wrong. It's the screens to the running back or the tight end, or a dump off to Khalil Shakir, and Khalil Shakir is probably he's top 3 in the league after the catch as a wide receiver. Like his ability is up there, very, very high up there. He's with the elites in best yards after catch receivers. So it's, I mean, it just is what it is. They don't spam nobody. Even when they picked up Amari Cooper last year, they wasn't spamming Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper, he went from the Browns to the Bills, and he had some good games with the Browns. They weren't spamming him on the Bills, So they just don't run that. That's not how they play. So I don't know what the expectation is to get out of Keon, aside from maybe just him showing up to meetings on time, maybe.
So now you acting a little immature. Mm-hmm. You pouting because
Keon
they made
was better
you
than
inactive.
Ladd in college. Ladd and AD in college.
Because of you.
That was my opinion.
And now you've done something else.
He's the worst route runner I've seen since Alan Lazard. Interesting.
And you're going to be inactive tomorrow because of you. So you got to look at the guy in the mirror and stop blaming everybody else and hold yourself accountable, because
I've never watched his route running in detail. I just remember, again, at FSU, he was nice with the ball in his hands. He could move a little bit after the catch. And he was very nice at contested catches. Very, very nice at contested catches and jump balls.
You can be out the league
quick
like this, and you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
You're going to regret it. You have an opportunity to change your entire family's fortune. Now, I don't know how your family does financially, but they ain't doing this. Mm-hmm. Not what the league is paying you. Mm-hmm. Bro, just get it together. And I'm going to talk to him. And I hope he listens. Because I've talked to him before, and I actually like him. He's a really good kid. And he's talented. He's athletic. He can move. He's big. But it's something about the game of football that when things aren't going our way, we act out. It's consequent. These coaches got to win. Mm-hmm. And
I hope we get a dub. I hope so.
Second round pick? All right, we can get your ass up out of here. And you don't realize it till your ass is up out of there.
Yeah.
And now you want it back, and you can't get it. He better be careful. And I'm going to tell him this.
Are the Buffalo Bills taking it too far in your mind? Because Keon Coleman is help they desperately need.
You know why they're not taking it too far? Because if they're just now suspending him, this is not his first time doing this. Yeah. The first time he did it, they didn't suspend him. They gave him a warning.
Yeah.
The second time, they fined him.
Yeah.
The third time, they probably fined him a little more.
Yeah.
This 4 or 5, this you tell your kid. You don't got no kids. This you tell your kids, like, hey, stop. They keep doing it. Then we're going to raise our voice. Now it's a problem. Mm-hmm. He's been warned. And he think they taking the kindness for weakness. You think shit's sweet. Mm-hmm. And so you cannot do this in the league. Not when you're a young player and you have not established yourself. You on a team that need receivers.
Desperately.
And they're making you
desperately
inactive.
Yeah.
You said rip Texan season because we don't have Joe. We haven't had Joe Mixon all season and we won 5 games. I don't think the season over with. Got Allen throwing 2 picks. I hope Stingley catch one of them. Stingley, Amari Lassiter, or Kalen Bullock.
Yeah. And that's a slap in the face. I talk about this all the time. It's one thing to start the game on the bench. CD.
Our schedule is tough these next games. I think we've had a tough schedule the whole season, if I'm not mistaken.
Lamb, George Pickens against the Raiders on Monday night. That's one thing.
You say healthy scratches is something else.
Hey, wait. He was a healthy scratch Sunday.
Yep.
He's suspended tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So when if you suspended tomorrow, that's without
money.
Pay.
That's money.
That's without pay. So now the unprofessionalism is probably cost you a couple fines. And y'all, I'm telling you now, like the first fine is probably the coach can fine.
We played the Rams. We played the Bucks. We played the Ravens. We played the Broncos. I don't. What? Our schedule hasn't been tough.
You whatever, but it's probably $10,000.
You can keep coping.
You never see the money. They just take it right out your check like it didn't even exist. Next fine, $25,000
in 2 straight games. Hopefully,
now you ain't getting the game check.
Hopefully, throw
your immaturity
cool little
probably
3-piece
cost
tonight.
You because league minimum is almost $1 million now. Mm-hmm. Your immaturity almost cost you $100,000. Mm-hmm. What? That's a down payment on a house. Are you crazy? Dang. That's a down payment on a rental property. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And so,
but you know what else is crazy, T? The next thing for Keon Coleman is to get released.
Yeah.
First, missed I think it was a drive, then missed a series, missed a quarter, then healthy scratch, then inactive or suspension.
I'm generally wondering, like, I mean, and this is the only logical thing that it could be to me is that he's missing. He's missing meetings or coming late to meetings. At that point, bro, you need to just sleep at the stadium. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think bro got any kids, you know, so you got no family to go home to. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? You got to get there early, take you a nap in the meeting room. You know?
The next thing they do, now they just cut you next. They just cut their losses and they just cut you. Or try to trade you first, but can't trade nobody now. Try to trade him in the offseason.
He's going to have to know.
If you're looking at what the Bills were trying to do at the deadline, they were looking for a separation specialist in Olave or Waddle. Josh doesn't like throwing 50-50s, so Keon is out of place. That's interesting. You know, but it's like, why did they let go of Diggs? You know, why did they let him walk? You know, what was up with that? Like, you let go of a receiver, but you need a receiver, you know? But I suppose he does have a kid. Okay. Oh, gotta figure it out. You know, it's life. Fortunately. I mean, well, fortunately, you know, like Hushmazada said, you know, gotta be appreciative of what you do, of the opportunities that you do have. They'll most likely trade him before they cut him. That's facts. That's facts. They wouldn't cut him. That makes absolutely zero sense to cut a guy who is, how old is bro? 22 years old. He is 22. What the heck? Yeah, that makes zero sense. You can for sure get you can for sure get a third rounder back for him. Maybe a fourth. But you can for sure get a decent pick back for him.
Anybody that's smart.
Diggs wanted to walk.
And we always, I'm nice, bro. I'm nice as fuck. Somebody gonna pick me up.
Until they don't. Especially
a sixth. I don't know. No, I for sure think you could finesse a third out of somebody for a 22-year-old wide receiver who we know he has upside, like talent wise. But I think you can. What did didn't Mechie go for a fourth? And Mechie been in the league for how long? Mechie, great, yes. August, they swapped players, and they sent the 5th round pick to Houston. Yeah, and then just traded him to the Eagles for a 6th. Yeah, you can for sure get a 3rd for Keon. How old is Mechie? He's 25. Yeah, I think so.
He don't let you have no character concerns.
You're on a team that
needs
playmakers.
Talk about it, T.
And they making you inactive, and they may possibly release you. Now,
I think kicker haven't been doing bad though. I don't think so.
Down the hole.
Yeah.
But if they're doing this,
what can you get for a guy with 0 production who you've had to bench twice? It's you got to sell it. You know, you got to sell the upside. You know, I get that point, but you got to sell it, and I think you can easily sell the potential talent, you know, because again, we can say the same thing about George Pickens. Did George Pickens get traded or was he free? He got traded, right? Let's see, he got traded. You say the same thing about George Pickens. All these issues. He went for a 3rd and a 5th. Pickens at 2027 6. You say the same thing about George Pickens, and George Pickens still went for a 3rd and a 5th. So, I mean, it was you got to sell it. That's it. You got to finesse it, sell it. All these off the field problems. George Pickens is good. Keon isn't. What you are saying. But the thing is, George Pickens is he's been established in the league as well a little bit longer than Keon. You know, like. And I don't think George Pickens has ever performed as good as he is right now. So you're selling the upside to another team.
That's next.
Here's the thing.
I think GP is having his best season
for they playoff.
If he wasn't a second round pick, he would be gone.
He would have been released.
He'd be gone.
He would have been released.
See ya.
He would have been released.
He wasn't a second round pick. He'd be gone.
Yeah, it's not that extreme, bro. To be a healthy inactive, it's players banged up that need it. I need that inactive spot for them.
Right.
So if you finna be a healthy scratch, nah.
Hey, Keon is closer to Leggett than Pickens.
We had a player.
That's facts.
Come late to a meeting. It was like, wasn't me. It was 5 of them. Peter Warrick was one of them.
I think you could finesse the third for Leggett
everybody else
from the right team for sure.
The player
because it's because they're so young.
It was 5 of them. Peter Warrick was one of them. The player that was undrafted got released. Everybody else got fined. The player that was undrafted got released. Peter Warrick was one of them. He got fined. Dude never got another chance in the league again. The one that was undrafted.
Yeah.
He came late. All those dudes probably was out the night before. He never got signed again. And so you get a lot of leeway when you drafted first, second, third round. Yeah. So they're giving him this leeway. But eventually...
He using all the rope, though. Using all
your equity. Like you have...
Yeah.
Once you start getting inactive and suspended and things of that nature, they fed up. You're going to go home. That's going to be the next thing.
Yeah.
And being released, like, I don't know how that feel, but I know it can be like a in your stomach type feeling like, oh, I'm going to get somebody going to sign me. And then when it don't happen, you get on that phone. You look at that account, like, oh, okay, how much money? How much money like, it's real. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, it's too much at stake when you're a young player and how much money you could actually make. But I'm going to talk to him.
So
because the alternative is to go write books, go get, co-sign from Oprah, start your own stuff, become a sports analyst mogul, start the speakeasy, and, become this great guy. But on a serious note, let me ask y'all this.
Talk to us.
What can or should Keon Coleman do now that he's in this position? He's a healthy scratch. He's got this kind of like looming, what do I want to say, like label on him of, not showing up, not being responsible, kind of being young and reckless. What does he need to do?
Well, one, he has to mature into a man he's not yet. And two, really, now that I'm thinking about it, the Bills ain't got no OGs.
Not at the receiver position, no.
They ain't got no OGs at wide. Because I was thinking, I was like, how would a veteran let this happen? And I started going through their roster. I was like, wait a second.
Was it Khalil Shakir going to check him?
They don't got none.
Yeah.
So, you got this young bull who's probably the highest paid wide. Shakir got bad. But he's the highest class wide receiver.
Yep.
Right? You go second round pick. Shakir, your bread is cool and all, but they drafted me in the second round and high in the second round. So they love me.
Yep.
I'm 6'4", coming from Florida State. I'm swaggy, all these things. He ain't got no OGs. And Dawson Knox is the OG of all eligible wide receivers.
It's like
you know what I mean?
If I was going to go pro, I'd be on my best behavior. A lot of dudes really take that for granted. I think a lot of dudes been good their whole life, and they've been given a lot their whole life from football. I'm not going to say outside of football they've been given a whole lot their whole life, but in the football world of their life, they've been given a lot because of how talented they are, so they just expect everything to keep coming. I expect to go into the next year and, possibly make All-American, or I expect to go into the next year and be starting on my college team, or I expect going into the next year I'm gonna be drafted into the NFL. Don't matter the round. I know I'm gonna get drafted, and I expect to be on this team because they drafted me high. Regardless of anything else I do, I got leeway because I got drafted high. So just a lot of expectations, and people tend to push those boundaries. They're gonna try to see how far they can take it. People want it. They want stuff to go their way. That's just how life works. And they try to see how far they could push it and take chances and things of that nature. Would I rather have A.D. Mitchell, Keon Coleman, or Dontavian Wicks? As of right now, I'm out on Keon, but that's not to say that Keon would not be doing good in a different system. I think right now the player out of those three who got the most upside would be AD Mitchell, just because of his athleticism, like the speed, and I think he a pretty good receiver as well. He got good feet, but all those dudes got potential. Side by side, Keon and Drake are the same player. I disagree with that. Drake is bigger, and I think we can say Drake is faster as well. I think he's faster than Keon. Route running might be better for sure. But Keon, they're probably about the same height, but Keon has a slightly slimmer frame. Enjoy Keon's TikTok. Hurts gets his wide receiver the ball. Too many mouths to feed. Too many mouths to feed when there's only two. Goddard, Jahan. Jahan doesn't count. I ain't gonna lie to you. AJ and Smitty definitely are higher priority targets than Goddard and Jahan. Athleticism wise, Drake and Keon got the same athleticism. I think Drake is faster. I think he might be able to jump higher too. I could be no. Never. I'm not gonna say that. Keon got hops. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I just think this system doesn't really benefit Keon that much. But again, like I said last week, you have to outplay the system. You have to be that guy, make them feel like they need you. You know, you have to work so hard at your craft that you so good that they throw away the system because they know we can just throw it to you at any given time, and it's a 99% chance you're gonna catch the ball, or it's a 99% chance that you're gonna get separation. You know what I mean? He's got to work on his craft to that point to where they need him, you know, or he's outplaying his system. He's playing, but it's easier said than done, you know. Especially he's not a 4-3 guy. He's a 4-6 guy. You know what I mean? And that doesn't really mean much because, you know, we got some nice receivers in the league right now who are not elite speed guys, but you know, he's still young. He adjusting, so I don't expect him to hit that right now. You know. Like it's kind of funny, the guys who popped off quick are elite athletes. Neighbors 4-3 guy, Brian Thomas Jr. 4-3 guy. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, we in the same meeting room together. If you don't have nobody, just
Lad 4-4 guy, and also the Chargers have a history of spamming their number one wide receiver. When Keenan Allen was there by himself with Mike Williams, it'd be if Mike Williams is out, Keenan getting spam. If Keenan is out, Mike Williams getting spam. And they kind of picked up the same thing. You know, Herbert likes to get his number one guy the ball. So I think Ladd is also in a better situation. Josh Allen does not care to spam nobody. Josh Allen just want to win. He don't care about you specifically getting the ball. It's about whoever's open, or we just need to make a play, move down the field. And it's not to say that Herbert doesn't care. It's just I think they systems play to that. You know what I mean? They play to those styles, I guess, I suppose.
Kind of like giving
Marvel's
you free game.
Yeah.
It's like his receiver coach, I believe, is Adam Henry. Coach OBJ and them boys in college. But we don't really listen to our coach. We gonna listen to guys that's kind of been through the fire. That I see.
No, Drake nice. That's facts.
But at some point,
sure,
you're gonna cost yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't care who.
Josh got Mac Hollins the ball all last year and can't get Keon the ball. And you know, it's funny though. Mac Hollins bigger and faster than Keon, and he's a pro. So you know, like he been in the league for, you know, much longer time. Keon being a rookie last year, so I think Mac Hollins is not. I think he's a guy who, if asked to be a number 2 wide receiver, he can be that for sure, 100%. I believe he has wide receiver 2 ability, but he's not asked to do that. I think if you had to start Mac Hollins at number 2 for an entire season, you would get good production out of him. He's reliable, very reliable player. I think Sean McVay would love a Mac Hollins in his offense. Just off the strength that he does everything that you ask him to. He blocks, he's fast, he play tough, contested catches, you know. So, but one is a rookie, one's a vet, you know, and then again, one's bigger and faster than the other one.
You are, you're gonna regret it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many dudes is on the streets right now? I'd be like, damn.
I'd do anything.
If I would have just gone to school.
Yep.
If I would have just gone to school, I'd have got a scholarship.
Yep.
The guys that were in the league, damn. If I would have just worked out a little more, if I would have just been a little more subordinate, and so for Keon Coleman, when you playing with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, a team that need receivers.
I didn't know Mac had 1,000 yards. That's interesting.
100 million. That's what I'm playing with Josh Allen and we need receivers.
Bro.
I'm thinking.
He wasting this opportunity.
100 M's. Yeah. That's all I'm.
And it's coming quick too.
Yeah, and that sucks. You're also not in a room where it's competitive. Like you are easily by far and away the most talented wide receiver in that room.
He should be thinking it's
690
M's.
Yeah.
I'll run on the freeway home right now for that.
All right, we're gonna end that conversation. Is Keon taking the NFL for granted? I mean, realistically, if they haven't given him all these chances, yes. He's got to lock in and you know, prioritize, you know, whatever the situation is in his life. You know, God first, family second, football third. But you got to see what the family situation looks like. If that's interfering with your job, you know, you have to find some balance and figure that out. Especially if that situation is toxic. I don't know the situation. I'm just saying, like, you know, we're being hypothetical. But yeah, you got to prioritize. You know, you got this opportunity that is only here for a certain amount of years and then it's gone. So, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.